We're recording. Welcome to Movement Moments. We're going to get started. I think there's a couple people might show up, but we'll do the thing. So like I mentioned before all the people arrived, is I want to work on necks because every single human is like, my neck hurts. And what we'll do today is a couple of exercises just to help like feel out your own neck, and like we'll go through some motions that you should be able to do, but people often can't, or it feels weird, and then you want to try to get used to these movements because getting them back into your day-to-day can really help. Like it's like a chain, domino effect of like, if this works well, then your shoulders work well, then your breathing is better, you can like reach stuff better, etc. And it's all to counteract the like computer tech neck, whatever, all the things people are calling it. But as usual, we're going to start with 5 minutes of breathing because breathing is important. Also, believe it or not. So we're going to do box breathing because we haven't done that in a while, and I love it. It's very simple. Box breathing is just, it's called box breathing because you inhale for 4 counts, hold at that inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, hold there, and just getting hold there, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So I'll guide it. We're going to do 5 minutes. It might feel like a really long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. And it's really, really helpful to settle into your breathing at least 5 minutes a day. Goodness, if you could do more, that'd be amazing. So if you want to close your eyes, I find that helpful to just like, again, feel into your body, knowing that you're going to work on your neck today. Maybe while you're doing this breathing exercise, just notice how your neck is feeling. And as you're, inhaling, does that feel different than when you're exhaling? When you're holding, does that feel any different than when you're actually moving through a breath? And so let's do it. So starting with an inhale for 4 counts. In, 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In, hold, out, hold, in, hold. Check in with your shoulders. Are they nice and relaxed? Exhale, hold. Is your jaw relaxed? Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. On this inhale, make sure you get nice and full lungs. And hold full. And then exhale, let it all out. You might have to exhale faster. Hold on empty. Inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Holding. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, checking in with those shoulders again. Jaw, everything's loose. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale. Notice how much you use your neck to inhale, hold, or you're using it to hold. Exhale, can you soften your neck, shoulders, jaw, hold. Inhale, try to use your diaphragm, your belly, your ribs, let your neck relax, hold. Exhale, soften, 3, 4, hold, nice and soft. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Your last inhale, nice and big. Holding for a little bit longer. And exhale fully, nice and soft. If you want to move a little bit. And you can open your eyes. Did it. 5 whole minutes. Okay, so we're going to warm up our necks a little bit because you never want to jump into really aggressive neck movements. They're very strong, but they're very fragile also. So you want to be careful with the necks. So we're just going to do some rotations. Just look side to side. Super simple. And as with any of these little movement moment classes, you can take any piece of it and do it at your desk. Super simple. If you're like, oh, wow, this feels really good. Or like, this is kind of challenging. Maybe I should do it more often. Yeah, go for it. It's so simple. You can't possibly say that you don't have time to turn your head side to side for a few seconds. I just don't believe it. So feeling it out, trying to go a little bit further each time. If you feel like you're hitting a block, use your eyes. So like look kind of behind yourself and that'll increase your range a little bit. And then, but wherever you make it is fine. That's your range of motion and that is A-okay. We're gonna do 2 more at each side. Feeling it out again. Is your jaw relaxed? How are your shoulders? What's your back doing? Sometimes we get all tense everywhere when we move one part, but we need to really learn how to move all of our joints separately and let the rest of our body just like be. All right, now we're gonna do some rotations. Lies, that's what we just did. We're gonna do some rolls. So just rock your head from side to side, not backwards yet, so just forward. So from this one ear to shoulder, roll forward to other ear and shoulder. We'll do the back in a bit, but first we wanna just make sure things are loose and warm. Again, I'm gonna broken record, check in with the rest of your body. Like I was just holding my legs for some reason, like clenching my legs. So that is for me to wonder why, but for now, I'll just let them relax and make sure my body is chill while my neck is just moving. It's not a hard thing to do, just should feel good. Maybe there's some sticky spots, that's okay. Hopefully they'll go away. And now add in the back. So extend your neck back to whoever's comfortable, careful there. If it feels pinchy, just ease off. And then going back and forth. Full circles. So good. Do one in each direction before we get to the real good stuff. The thing I tell like everyone that comes into my clinic, unless they have an injury. All right, back to neutral. Shimmy. Mandatory shimmy break. Okay, so we're gonna do these chin tucks. It is, again, it's the antidote to this head forward thing. So what you're gonna do, the idea behind it is to lengthen. So when we do this, these muscles get really tight and short and unhappy, and they can cause headaches, they can cause neck and shoulder pain. And these deeper neck muscles get long, and they're, when a muscle is too long, it's like not in its ideal position. It's not, it can't do its job. Like it can't work. If you're trying to reach for something and you're trying to pick up something heavy, that's really hard. But if you're in like a neutral stance, that heavy thing feels easier. Levers. So this is hard. So we want to be in a position where these are nice and long and our neck is stacked so that we stack ourselves and gravity isn't putting pressure on like each individual bone. It's putting pressure on their whole spine in a nice even way. And these muscles are actually working to keep us upright. And that's good. These, it's not these like outer ones that work a lot. It's the deeper ones we can't see. So you just want to do that. You want to keep your eyes sort of looking at the horizon if there was a horizon in front of you, and tuck your chin back. The idea being that your ears will stack over your shoulders, but again, everyone's different. You might not make it. You might go farther. So just start doing that. Give yourself a good double chin. Safe space, who cares? It's for the benefit of our necks. Yes, you can do quite a bit of pressure. Push back. You should feel that nice length. You'll also probably start to feel things pulling. Like I feel my chest kind of pulling up because now I know my chest is tight. Okay, noted. Keep breathing. We want to do many of these. So we're going to do about 20. Let's say that was 6. Good. And again, try and keep your eyes, you can look at yourself in the screen. So eyes level, try not to do this. You don't want to extend back like we were doing before. Tuck, hold and release. Everyone is looking golden. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and say that's 11 because I'm not counting. 12. 13, 14. Adria, a little less of your whole body moving, just the head. Yeah. You really want these neck, they have to work. You might start feeling tired in the front. That's part of the point. So last 2. We definitely did more than 20, but that's okay. It's not gonna hurt anyone. All right, and let that go. Whew, those are so good. If you did 20 of those every hour, you would, one, save yourself a lot of physio money because that's what physios tell people all day, every day. But also you should feel good. And what do we do next? Okay, now we're going to stretch it out. So we're warm. We've sort of warmed up these muscles that are often overstretched or tight. And so now it's going to feel really good. So find a spot. Start by bringing your ear, whichever side, to your shoulder. And if that feels like a nice stretch, stay there. I like to come a little bit forward because I get a bigger stretch at a certain angle. So find where in this like quarter you have like a good stretch. And once you find your favorite part, so nice deep stretch, we're gonna do big shoulder rolls with the opposite shoulder, like really big and slow. So this should feel really good in some places, like easy, and some places will be sticky and gross. As long as it's not painful, you're good. But really try to keep them nice and big and super slow. If you rush through a spot, that probably means that there's a little bit of weakness or like you don't want to be there for some reason. So stick with it. So 3 forward and then let's do 3 backwards. I see most of you have closed your eyes. That's great. Really feeling into what's going on. Once you do 3 on one side, bring your neck up to neutral, mandatory shimmy, and bring your neck over to the other side. Ear to shoulder, then stay there or find a spot where it's like a nice stretch. You should feel it from the base of your skull all the way down your shoulder. You might feel like a big stretch or it's just like a subtle. Either way, great. And starting big roll forward with your other shoulder. Super slow, like really try to make that the biggest circle you can. So you're kind of exploring what your range is. And it might be different side to side, that's normal. But also just something to note, like, oh, maybe this shoulder doesn't move quite as smoothly. So like maybe this would be a good thing to do on this side. It's all an exploration and nobody knows anything. We all think we know, but we just have to keep exploring. Now shoulders back, big circles backwards. You will always know more than anyone else about your body. So try to listen to it, try to feel through it. And last one. Nice. Okay. 2 more things. This one is the one that I was like, you might not be able to do it, or you might be like, I've never done this before, but you should. There is this movement does exist. Shakira does it well. We're gonna try to, again, keep your eyes at horizon level and shift your whole head over to the side. So it's like this. So try it out. Yeah, it's try not to rotate your chin. Everything stays forward and it might just be like the tiniest movement. But again, reset, nothing moves, shoulders are soft, jaw is soft, you're breathing. It shouldn't be stressful or like painful. You shouldn't have to stop breathing. Yeah, good. And just trying to make it tiny. It could be so small that like I can't even see it. But if you can feel it, that's great. And you'll just, it's something to play with. Again, feeling out where you can or can't move, like where it feels good, where it feels tough. And just like feel it out. Good. And again, reset, keep that face forward, no chin movements, just straight over. It's really hard. We don't do it often. It's a movement you need to do other movements. We don't isolate it often. So your brain's like, what? Why? Because brain. It's good for us. Just a couple more here. Again, feeling, so like, for example, I feel this, when I go to the right, I feel it all down my neck. When I go to the left, I don't really feel anything. So I'm like, oh, I already know this about myself, but my left side is really tight. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'll just work on that. You don't need to, it's not a big deal. You might never be even from side to side and that's okay. But these bigger differences, you're like, oh, that's maybe just like notice it and work with it when you can. I find like giving yourself something to work on also motivates at least me to like do things. If I'm at my desk or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing, I should work on that. All right, let that go. Shimmy. We're gonna end it here with our 3 deep breaths. So breathing in, bringing your shoulders as close to your ears as possible. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. So really squeeze. Holding that breath. And on your exhale, you're gonna let your shoulders just drop floppy down to your sides. Yes, so good. Another one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Can you get a little higher? Squeeze a little bit more. And on your exhale, let it go. Nice. And one last one. In. Hold, squeeze, even more, higher, more squeezing. Tuck your chin in. Get super tight, squeeze your face. And slowly on your exhale, now roll your shoulders back, bring your chest up. Nice and tall, so good. Tuck your chin back. Reminder, this is where we want to live. It feels weird, eventually it'll feel better. And you did it! Worldwide, across the countries, global citizens. Thank you all for showing up. Again, any piece of that you can use. If you're gonna pick one, the chin tucks are so good. And just like rewatch yourself doing it. Or like me, I just posted on Instagram if you wanna find it there. It's like so simple, but so, so good and so important because we need to start, and you can change these postures. Like it took time to get to this point. You weren't born like this. So think about how it will take time for sure and work, but you can. We're always changing. We're never, people are like, oh, but now I'm like this now. It's like, no, you can. You're always changing. We're always changing. So we can affect our posture and the way we move in the world. So keep at it. Mwah! If anyone has questions or anything, I'll hang out for a couple minutes. But if you need to go about your day. Thanks for coming. Thanks for moving your necks. Farewell.
Thanks, Steph.
Hey,
You're the best. And I gotta call you at some point.
Yeah, you do.
I know it's in my notes. I'm like, I haven't. It's my calendar. I just have
thanks
to.
for supporting this private.
You could have not.